Hello and welcome to Liam's Kitchen. So today I got my new boyfriend here, Craig.
Hi everyone.
Hi. So, we were looking through the grocery store today and we came across all kinds of things. We came across these huge marshmallows. Ooh, didn't they look good?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did. But kind of flavorless, wouldn't you say? Kind of plain, boring.
Well, how can you jazz up a marshmallow?
Well, you can always make them yourself.
They can be made by yourself?
Mm-hmm. You can make them at home.
I did not know that was a homemade product.
Well, it can be.
Oh.
I mean, albeit they're not round or anything, but they're better in many regards. So, actually, I'll show you how to make them.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Let's get started.
Okay. So, what I've done already is I've taken 3 packages of gelatin, and I've just let that sit in half a cup of cold water. It's very important, though, that you put the water in first before you sprinkle the gelatin over, rather than simply taking the gelatin and adding water to it. It's one of those things you have to do a certain way. And what I've got here, in this pot here, is I've got a mixture here of 1 cup of corn syrup and 1.5 cups of sugar. So what we're doing here is we're just going to bring this up to 240 degrees. Now it's going to get very hot, so you have to be really careful when you're handling this. This is probably the most critical stage of
And the spatula will be alright?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it will be. This can actually withstand very high temperatures. It's silicone, so what we're going to do is we're just going to stir that up. So once this gets to 240 degrees, we'll be in business. Yeah, it's coming up pretty quickly, so it's already at 210 degrees. So I would say just another maybe 30 seconds or so, we will be in business. So it's already at the boiling point. It's already at 220. At 240, we are going to see how bubbly that is. Do not don't stick your finger in there to taste it. It will take skin off. So essentially, 233. This is a bit of a critical stage, so 236.
Almost there.
This will actually beep when it reaches 240. There we go.
Showtime.
Okay. So now what we'll do, we'll turn my mixer on. It's on a very low setting. And we'll very slowly stream this mixture in. Very, very slowly. Just like that. This is the most critical stage. You have to very slowly doesn't look like marshmallows, does it?
I don't know what it looks like.
Doesn't look like very much. We're almost there. Alright, next up, crank this up to full power for about 8 to 10 minutes. We'll see you back. Alright, so it has been about 8 minutes or so, mixing on high, and this is pretty well the texture that you want. My mixer is starting to struggle. Yes, this really...
It's gooey.
Yeah, it really is. So see? So now what we're going to do is we're going to add our flavorings. I like to add a dash of salt. Just a slight dash to this. Whatever. Okay. And also, so we're going to use some vanilla extract. Just a touch. That's good.
Okay.
But also what I'm going to add to this, just as a little special, is just a 1/4 teaspoon of peppermint extract. I actually quite like the combination of vanilla and peppermint. Quite nice. Now you just turn it back on for another minute or so.
You can really smell the mint.
Yeah. Actually tastes really nice in the end.
I can't wait to try them.
Okay. I think that's good. Alright. So, now what we're going to do is just shake that off.
Wow.
I know. It's a lot. Okay, so we're just going to put that there. I'm going to get another spatula. This one. And now, what's very important that you do,
What's that?
you have clean hands at this point. Very important.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do is I have my pan that I've prepared here, and basically you have to dust it with icing sugar. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this mixture, we're going to dump it into this pan. It looks like marshmallow fluff
Yeah.
right now, but you'll see it in the end, it does firm up. Yeah, and make sure your hands are very, very, very clean and wet. Don't dry them.
And what?
Wet.
Okay.
When you're dealing with this stuff, you need to actually have wet hands, because the next stage is actually going to involve your hands. Making this even in the pan does require you use your hands, and they obviously have to be extremely clean, and they actually have to be wet. Dry hands do not fare very well, and as you can see, this stuff is quite hard to work with. Okay, I think that's pretty well as much as I'm going to get out. I am going to wash my hands too, and I'll actually start it for you. Okay, so you need wet hands, and you may need to re-wet them every so often. Okay, let's just put that back in the bowl. What you do is you just even it out with your hands.
Okay.
As strange as it sounds, if you want, you can give that a try.
Okay, here, I'll turn on the faucet for you.
Yep, if you want, you can,
Ooh, it's kind of got a funky texture to it.
it really does. But yes, make sure your hands are really wet. Do not shake them off. Maybe just a little bit like that. Okay? Here, I'm gonna get in there for a second.
Alright, you want to turn on the faucet for me before you
Sure, I'll do it with my arm. Okay, so
wash that?
we're just gonna...
Sticky.
Yes, it is quite sticky. So you run your hands over it, sort of like that, to make it even. I know, this is the fun part. You just want to try and get that as even as you can. Okay. Sort of like that. Which I need to wet my hands again. Thank you.
Of course.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Just a little bit more. All right. Wash my hands one more time. Thank you, dear.
You're welcome.
All right. So, also now what we're going to do is we're just going to get a little bit more icing sugar.
It's right here.
Thank you.
Oh, watch.
Oh, thank you. We're just going to dump a little bit into this. My sieve unfortunately got wet, so we can't use that. So we're going to tap a little bit of powdered sugar on the top. Just a little bit. Rather be using a sieve, but unfortunately I got it wet, so I can't use it.
Sometimes you gotta make do in life, right?
Unfortunately.
Okay, and you're just dusting it on there.
Yep,
Nice.
just dust it on there. Alright, so that's it. So what we do now is they have to sit for about 6 hours and essentially dry out. So you leave it in a relatively cool spot for about 6 hours or so, 6 to 8 hours, and yeah, before you try cutting them. So yeah, we'll see you in a little while. Hey, good morning. So what we have done is I've allowed this to rest all night. I mean, I know I said 6 to 8 hours, but you can also do it overnight if you've really got the patience. So what we got here is a ceramic knife, and I've just dipped it in hot water. And you're just going to go around the sides of this pan with this. The hot water does make it easier. Thank you, dear. Alright. So, then what we're going to do is we're going to take a spatula, and I'm assuming this knife will also make it easier for me to lift it up. I'm just going to sort of lift it up just a bit. Because you got powdered sugar on the bottom, it's not really going to stick to the bottom there. See?
Nice.
You simply want to just get that entire sheet off, but I'm not going to do it all right now. Because what we're actually going to do now is we're going to make a little something extra here. So, what goes really well with marshmallows?
Nice big cup of hot chocolate.
Exactly! So, I'm actually going to make a very special hot chocolate here. We're going to make blonde hot chocolate. It's really quite nice. Have you ever heard of blonde chocolate before? No, really. Well, basically, this is blonde chocolate right here. It's kind of expensive, but apparently it was created by mistake. Interestingly enough, where a chef accidentally left it on a bain-marie for too long, and it turned a golden color. He liked the flavor of it so much, so they decided to mass produce it. Here, you want to try one?
Ooh, definitely.
What do you think?
Definitely caramel taste. Very good.
I really like it. Okay, so what we're going to do here, I've got my pot. I'm just going to turn it on. I've got some half and half cream here. Yes, we're being a little decadent today. Ooh. We're going to put the whole pint in there. Okay, like so. And I need this. We're just going to let that heat up for a second. You don't want it to boil, but you want to just heat it up a little bit. I'm just going to froth it a little bit with my whisk. Just going to turn that heat up a bit. This is just a slightly over medium heat right now. And once that gets tepid, I'm going to put the chocolate in. So there's about 3/4 of a cup of chocolate that I've chopped up here. How are we doing? Good. And we're going to let that melt. Now that's going to take a couple of minutes to do. Oh, it's already starting, but what it's doing is it's just going to melt in the heat of the cream See, it's just starting to melt right there.
Trying to turn and get a nice caramel color.
Exactly. That's what you want. That's starting to melt. I like the taste of that. If you really want to be super naughty, add a little more chocolate. Just a touch more. Just put a few more of those in. I'm feeling extra naughty today. Why not? It's Sunday. So just, as I said, you want to get this up to whatever temperature you like. That's good. I would normally use whole milk for this, but I'm just feeling a little naughty today. Why not use a little bit of cream instead? Half and half, specifically. I think we're just about there. Let me just see. A little bit more. But we're just about there. And just keep stirring it like that. You don't want to let it sit. You don't want to let this boil, because otherwise it will not be nice. It'll be undrinkable. Okay, I think we're there. So we're going to grab 2 mugs. I'm just going to use little ones because it's quite rich. And if you decide to have more, we'll just use these.
Sounds good.
These teacups. Why not? Okay. And then just definitely not all the way full, because you want room for your marshmallows. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a knife again. We're just going to slice a strip of this marshmallow. Okay. After this, I'm actually going to show you how to cut these properly. What you do right after is you move right over here. I've got some powdered sugar right here, and you have to put the sides in the powdered sugar because otherwise, then it's very sticky and it's very hard to handle. You need to basically put all 4 sides in powdered sugar so that it doesn't get sticky. Kind of like how you would put flour on bread, you would put powdered sugar on the edges of this to make it not sticky. Okay, like so. And then you can cut your marshmallows. So just cut them into squares, sort of like that. And if you're going to be serving them later, you're going to have to dust the sides of that in powdered sugar as well. But right now, since we're actually going to be putting it in our hot chocolate, you just drop it right in. Like so.
Let it melt.
Let it melt, yes.
Wow, that looks amazing.
Oh yeah. I'm just going to cut one for mine too. Ooh. Isn't that beautiful?
Cheers, baby. Oh, that's amazing. This is so good.
It's kind of like white hot chocolate, but it's got a bit more character.
I like that.
It's really rich too.
Very good.
All right. There you have it. So, thank you for visiting my kitchen.
Until next time.
Cheers.